Welcome to Cutio Academia. Dementia. It's one of the biggest health challenges we face globally, affecting millions of people and their families. But what if a key to protecting our brains wasn't some futuristic new drug, but a common vaccine we've been using for years?
It sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, let's dive right into this, because two huge new studies have uncovered a really fascinating link here. We're going to break down exactly what they found, how they found it, and what it all means for us.
So, our story starts in Wales, with something scientists get really excited about, a natural experiment. Basically, a unique quirk in a vaccination program created the perfect real-world laboratory for studying the link between the shingles vaccine and dementia.
Okay, so check this out. Back in 2013, when the Zoster shingles vaccine was rolled out, your eligibility came down to a single, kind of random day. If you were born just one day before September 2nd, 1933, you couldn't get it. But if you were born on or after that date, you could. This fluke created two almost perfectly identical groups of people separated by nothing more than a few days of age, and their access to a vaccine. It's a researcher's dream.
And the result of that weird rule? It was dramatic. For folks born just a week before that cutoff date, pretty much nobody got the vaccine. But for those born just a week after, bam, nearly half of them got the shot. This massive, sudden jump gave scientists a golden opportunity to compare the two groups without all the usual messy factors that can confuse these kinds of studies.
And here is the big reveal. Over the next 7 years, being in that vaccinated group was linked to a 20% lower risk of being diagnosed with dementia. Now, because these two groups were so alike in every other way, this is some of the strongest evidence we've ever seen that the vaccine might actually be causing this protective effect.
So case closed, right? Get a shingle shot, protect your brain. Well, not so fast. The story actually gets a lot more complex and, frankly, a lot more interesting. Let's pivot to a second huge study that throws a real twist into the mix.
Now, this other study was done in the US, and it didn't look at that older Zoster vaccine at all. Instead, it focused on the newer, much more powerful shingles vaccine, Shingrix. And, this is the real curveball, it also looked at the RSV vaccine, RXV.
You see, these newer vaccines have a kind of secret weapon inside them called an adjuvant. You can think of it like a training coach for your immune system. It doesn't fight the virus itself, but it fires up your body's defenses to create a much stronger response.
And here's the plot twist I was talking about. The vaccine from that first study in Wales, Zostavax, is an old-school live vaccine. It uses a weakened but whole virus and has no adjuvant at all. But Shingrix and RSV, they're totally different. They use just a tiny piece of the virus, and they're packed with a super powerful adjuvant.
This creates a fantastic scientific puzzle, because that second study, the one with Shingrix and RXV, also found a lower risk of dementia. So how? How can two completely different kinds of vaccines, one with that training coach and one without, both lead to the same brain-protecting outcome?
Well, scientists think the answer might not be either or. In fact, it might actually be both. There are two leading theories that do a really great job of explaining what could be happening here. Let's break them down.
So just think of these as two different roads that both lead to the same destination, a healthier brain. And what's cool is, these two ideas aren't fighting each other. They could totally be working together at the same time.
All right, theory number one is pretty straightforward. We'll call it the virus-blocking shield. The shingles virus can wake up after being dormant for decades and cause low-grade, chronic inflammation in our nervous system, which is really bad for the brain. So, by preventing these flare-ups, the Zostavax vaccine simply acts like a shield, directly stopping that damage from ever happening.
Theory number two is all about that training coach, the adjuvant. We'll call this one the immune system workout. The idea is that by giving the immune system such a massive jolt, the adjuvant might be making it better at all its other jobs too. It's like sending your immune system to the gym. And a stronger, more efficient immune system might be better at its daily housekeeping, like cleaning out the gunk and toxic proteins that build up in the brain and lead to Alzheimer's. This would explain why both the shingles and the RSV vaccine had an effect. It's not about the virus, it's about the workout.
Okay, so we've got these two really compelling theories. What's the big picture takeaway here? What does all of this incredible science actually mean for us?
Well, the researchers from that first Wales study really put it best. They said that because of their unique natural experiment, their evidence for a dementia-delaying effect is just much cleaner and more reliable than what we usually see. It's less likely to be just a coincidence.
So here's the bottom line. We now have two
different, really high-quality studies pointing to the exact same thing. Getting a shingles vaccine seems to be linked with a lower risk of dementia. And the how could be from directly blocking the virus, or it could be from that general immune system workout, or even a bit of both. The fact that we see this effect with different vaccines in different countries using different methods, that makes the finding incredibly strong. And as a final fascinating detail, the Wales study found the protective effect was even stronger in women, a mystery scientists are no doubt eager to solve.
This research just blows the door wide open to a really exciting new way of thinking. It makes you wonder, right? Beyond just stopping one specific disease, what other hidden long-term benefits are our routine vaccines giving us? What else are they doing to protect our brains and our bodies over a lifetime? Finding those answers could change everything. Please like and subscribe to Casuto Academia.